Hi, it's Amy Rasdell from Billable at the Beach. Today's topic is charge what you are worth. Why don't new consultants charge what they're worth? It's a fairly common problem. You may be struggling with it. I know that I struggled with it in the early days of my consulting business. As I dig deeper, there's one thing at the root of it. It's fear. It's always fear. Fear that if you charge too much, you won't get the business. Fear that you're not really worth it. Fear that if I look at you as my client and I say, my rate's $150 an hour, you'll laugh right in my face. Let me tell you that I've never had a client laugh in my face. And if you have a client that laughs in your face when you tell them your actual rate, maybe that's a sign that you should run for your life and find another client. But it really is fear that's at the foundation of not charging what you're worth. So I want you to stop right now and repeat after me. I earned it. I deserve it. I am worth it. One more time. I earned it. I deserve it. And I am worth it. Now let's dig into the details so you'll be ready to say that and be ready to charge what you're worth. The first thing is preparation. Do your homework and understand the implications of your rate. How do they compare with competition? A higher rate may lengthen the sales cycle, but a lower rate may leave money on the table. Do a little benchmarking to find out where you should be. The next thing you want to do then is go ahead and set your rate. Now, I'm going to give you a hint. For reasons that aren't entirely clear to me, 80% of the independent consultants out there charge $150 an hour. So if you have no idea where to charge, I've just given you the answer. $150 an hour gives you 80% chance of being right. Now, if you believe that you're worth more, by all means, charge more. If you're a PhD toxicologist and you know that you're worth $350 an hour, go do it. I want to make sure that the rest of you aren't charging less than $150 an hour unless you've really done your homework. What I mean by that is if you're an IT consultant who implements Great Plains, you've done your homework and you know that $135 an hour is the going rate, that's fine. Otherwise, if you're in one of my group programs and you come back to me wanting to charge less than $150 an hour, I'm going to really push you and make you prove it. I don't want you spending your precious time working for less than you're worth. Don't do it. The next thing I want you to do is role play your pricing discussion. And here's the thing. When you're in a conversation with a prospect, that question of, well, Amy, what's your rate? It's going to come up early. And when you get asked that, I want you to be confident, be deliberate, and be worth it. I don't want you to stutter and stammer and dance around. I want you to look them straight in the eye and tell them what you're worth. Now, you may be thinking hourly. I'm not planning to bill hourly. That's fine. However you're planning to do it, hourly, daily, project, whatever it is. For me, I always like to have in mind an hourly rate, so I'm really clear what I'm charging. As a consultant, I'm selling my hours, so I need to be clear. So I want you to role play that. Before it comes up, it needs to come out of your mouth, or you may not sound confident. So you practice it with your dog or your spouse or your kids, or at the minimum, look in the rearview mirror of your car before you go in and say it out loud. It's really important for projecting confidence. Couple of other things I want you to keep in mind. I don't want you to ever work for free. It doesn't pay the mortgage, it doesn't pay the health insurance, the college tuition, food, gas. It doesn't pay for any of it. Don't work for free. Don't convince yourself because you're just starting out as a consultant that you should work for free. You have been doing what you're doing for years. Remember what I always say. You, as a consultant, are a superhero with superpowers making super pay. Do you think Superman works for free? Well, Now that we talk about it, I'm not sure exactly how superheroes get compensated, but you, as a consulting hero, consulting superheroes, they get paid money. So I want you to get paid money too. Since you're the decision maker, you can put pricing and everything together however it works for you and what's going to resonate both with your client. Don't work for free. I also don't want you to give volume discounts. If someone wants to come in and buy up all of my capacity, do they pay less? If you want FedEx overnight, do you pay less or do you pay more? You pay more. If someone wants to lock up all of my capacity, they have to pay more, not less. And that's the way I want you to think too. All right, get out a sticky note, write a post-it. Here's what I want you to write. I earned it. I deserve it. I am worth it. I want you to write it on that sticky note. I want you to put it on your bathroom mirror, on your computer monitor, on the rearview mirror of your car. I want you to read that every day, many times a day, until you internalize it, you believe it, you live it, you project it. In the early days of my business, I didn't charge enough. I was afraid that I wouldn't win the business if I priced too high. Once I finally started charging enough, no one ever batted an eye. Just think of all that money I left on the table. I don't want you to do that. I earned it. I deserve it. I am worth it. Go out there and charge what you're worth.